What is good? What is popping, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. Today, I got another new world video for you guys. Now, this one is kind of potentially a controversial topic. Now, it is regarding the disabling of wealth transfers and the exploit that caused them to disable the wealth transfers and the action that Amazon is taking towards these exploits that caused the wealth transfers. Now, I know that was a lot, but essentially there's another exploit in the game that people are taking and using to obviously to their advantage, and Amazon took down all sorts of wealth. So, trading between players, trading post, the guild, treasury bank, all that stuff, it got disabled. So while they've worked on the fix, and they have taken some pretty egregious actions towards some of these exploiters, we're going to get into give you guys my opinions, go over some of these posts. I'm going to leave a link for all of them in the description below, so make sure you check them out yourself. With all that being said, before we get into it, we already know if we are enjoying this video, you make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It helps me out a lot, lets me know you enjoy this kind of content. Subscribe if you haven't already. We got a lot of great content on this channel, so go check it out and be part of this really awesome, great, growing community. With that being said, guys, let's get right into the video. So like I said, we're talking the wealth transfers, the exploit that's causing these, and kind of Amazon's approach towards it. Now, essentially, I'll give you guys a kind of a background of what's going on. There's an exploit going on right now, especially in furnishing, where you can kind of duplicate trophies, and people are putting them on the auction house, and specific servers have some of these trophies up that are just like flooding the trading post. And obviously, that's a pretty big thing. People are purchasing these trophies. Maybe some people know that they're a duped trophy and purchasing them kind of knowingly or unknowingly. It's just this whole crazy thing. So Amazon just kind of said nope, and we shut down all the wealth transfers for everybody right now while they fix it, and they've taken an approach on the people that actually did the duplication or the exploit. So we're going to talk about that. Now, this is a link talking about the wealth transfers and how they've been disabled. It says, we are aware of a possible duplication exploit that has been circulating in the forums and social media. We are disabling all forms of wealth transfer between players, i.e. sending currency, guild treasury, trading posts, player-to-player trading, all that stuff. While we investigate any player that has engaged in the use of this exploit will be action against. Now, this action against seems a little lighthearted, but I promise you it's pretty intense. Once the duplication exploit has been investigated and we are ready to turn wealth transfers again, we will update this post in for understanding. This was 19 hours ago, and as of right now, there is no update regarding the kind of time frame that's coming back on. If I had to guess, I would assume that they're actually not going to be putting back on the current patch of the game, and they're probably going to wait till tomorrow night when they release 1.0.7, or I think it's 1.0.7 with the the void gauntlet and stuff like that. I think they're going to probably wait because they have to kind of retroactively fix that, the patch is coming out, because if they just implemented the patch right now with the void gauntlet, people could still use the exploit. So they probably have to fix the game currently, and they're going to fix the next patch. So that I'd be surprised if they didn't come out before the the next patch comes out, but we're going to have to see. I'm assuming it's just going to come out with the next patch. So sadly, it looks like transfers are going to be disabled for probably around 24 hours or so. But I think that's a pretty okay thing, considering that this exploit was pretty huge and that a lot of people were using it. Now, if you're asking what the exploit is and essentially what their stance on it, they made a Twitter post about it. They made a dev blog about it. I'm going to leave a link for it on the description below, like I said, so you can check it out yourself. Now, it says, we are aware of an exploit and have disabled all forms of wealth transfer between players. We are working to improve our response time and will stay vigilant against players who violate 2S. Please read this update on how we are taking action. So, going on to this, it says, update from the team exploits. I kind of read some of this, so I'm gonna try to summarize it, so I'm not reading all this and you guys just listen to me say it. They are saying that there are bad actors discovered through packet manipulation, a bug that allowed players to duplicate in-game coin and resources. A similar attack against a different game system was also recently used in housing. Together, they have permanently banned over 1,200 players, removing their items from the economy and canceling their trade post listings. They took decisive action against a lot of these. They're calling them bad actors. The first pass on number second, and they permanently banned over the most egregious offenders, which eliminated over 80% of the duped coin and item value from the economy. Now, that's a pretty huge amount of people if you think about it, and they took about 80% of them. This was 2 weeks ago almost, so they're not afraid to put on the ban hammer. I made a video on it before, and like I said, it was actually one of my most disliked kind of ratioed videos, because I think kind of rub some people the wrong way, because they probably were the people that were using the exploit or got banned, and people don't like it when you tell them they're being wrong or mean or something like that. So I'm assuming that's why. So I'm assuming this video might get some of that too, but I don't really care. I will die on this hill. If you are somebody that is exploiting, I do not think that you should be in the game, and I think that you should be punished. I'm just gonna say that I don't think it's a good way to play the game, and I think it hurts more than just a couple players. It affects a lot of people. Like I said, this one affected the most of the economy. There were servers that were just flooded with trophies, and people were just able to buy them, and it was just really kind of discrediting the crafters and all these kind of things. I can go on and on about that, and maybe I will in another video, but essentially know that if you kind of did this, you're going to be punished. The remaining duped items have continued to hurt many players' experience. It didn't affect all the players in the world or worlds equally, and also more significantly impacted players who were pursuing endgame goals and gear. They apologize for the impact it has had on some of their most dedicated players. It's disheartening to see others cheat to obtain what you have worked so hard to achieve while also hurting the economy in the process. This is a huge paragraph or sentence here. I have to say, it's really cool to see Amazon kind of having some empathy towards us, knowing that it doesn't just affect the game as a couple of players, it affects a lot of people, right? And it makes it kind of disheartening to have you put so much effort into making, a major trophy or something and posting it up there, and then just seeing that there are 85 from one person that just duped them, right? This just really feels bad, man. And I'm glad that Amazon is kind of taking this approach towards it. It said they've taken time to kind of figure it all out. It's figuring out exactly what was going on and where it was all happening. And they said, but as of November 15th, they are glad to report they have banned another 460 additional players. So today, the 15th, they've banned another 460, almost 500 players from either the original trade or newer housing exploits. What's pretty important here is it says the original trade. What this means is that they're also retroactively doing this, right? They're still working on the people that used the original gold duplication bug 2 weeks ago. It wasn't like they just had one wave of bans and then they just kind of canceled it. They are they're continuing to look into people that were using it and getting rid of those players, which I think is really cool. It means that Amazon, after something happens, they're not just going to kind of ban a couple people and then move on. They're going to continuously try to get rid of these bad actors, as they call them. Now, it is saying here that they were able to remove 98% of the remaining duped items and coin from the game from those exploiters. The reason why they had to only do 98% is because some people did it accidentally or stumbled upon it, like I said, the duping issue, but did not take exploitive action and will not be banned. So essentially, like, if you were making a trophy and you accidentally kind of come across this, they're not going to ban you, which I also think is good, because it means that people that didn't, the last thing we want is unjustified bans, right? We don't want people to be just getting banned for not doing anything. There's already some controversial bans going on that some people don't think should be happening. So the fact that they're making sure that people that didn't actually, use it or accidentally used or maybe accidentally used it and kind of found this exploit, they're not getting banned. Here they show a graph and they talk about how they wanted to see how the impact was on the game, and from their kind of research they've realized that it's not as impactful as maybe we thought it was going to be, especially now that they've taken pretty decisive action, taken most of the items out. They were wondering how many people it was going to affect, and it says here that the below chart shows that numbers of players with even a single piece of max level gear is still quite low. They did a specific deep dive into Voidbent armor. I don't know about you guys, but there are some people, especially like about 2-ish weeks ago, people were wondering if Voidbent armor, you're seeing people in full Voidbent armor, and some people weren't part of it, even a guild. Some people, like, it was just all these things. People were wondering if people actually, got this legit, or they kind of duped it or kind of exploited to get it, because there's a lot of people with Voidbent armor, and some like so early on, it was kind of weird to think that people could get full so early on. So they, like they said, while some of the armor was duped, much of it was removed from the game through bans and is still a very rare item. So it's good to see that they kind of realized one big kind of item that people were heavily talking about, whether or not it was a dupe thing, and they kind of figured it out and got rid of it. They're still examining the narrow list of items involved in the housing exploit, and there will be further permanent bans appropriately, essentially. So, if you were thinking about doing this or you are doing it, just stop. Like, if you already did do it, you're probably going to get banned. But if you haven't got the ban hammer yet, just stop. There's no reason to do it. And I'm sorry if this, rubs people the wrong way. Some people get salty on me and down on me, go for it. I really don't think there's a reasoning and point to cheating and exploiting the game. And I'm gonna always have that stance, right? It doesn't help anybody out, and in fact, it actually can ruin the game, right? Amazon has to focus. Like right now, they had to disable all the trade and have to do a huge fix and kind of rearranging of the system just so people won't cheat in the game, so they can't focus on bringing actual content to us because they have to worry about all the cheaters and the people that are exploiting the game. It's just not good for anybody all around. Now, there's a little graph here. It's probably kind of hard for you guys to see, but this big gray bar is of the number of level 60 players, right? It says 100%. This is the percent of level 60 players with one gear score item of 600 equipped is 1/10, about 9.1%. 9% of players with at least one Voidbent item equipped is 5.8, and this is percent of 60 players with full 600 armor equipped is 2.4. So as you can see, it's still pretty low comparative to the number of level 60 players. Now, some people are going to probably put in the comments and Also talk about other places that the idea of the high watermark system isn't very good, and that actually it's broken, and to some extent it has been broken. And, you know, there's going to be some controversy about whether or not the reasoning why there's only, you know, less than 10% of the players with one 600 item is because of this dupe or not. That's not a topic for this video. That's for another video. But let me know down below what you guys think, because I am interested to see. I think most people, I think it's like a pretty 50-50 whether or not people think the high watermark system is good, and some people don't think it's good. So I don't know how I feel about it. I'm still kind of working on it myself. I don't know. I'm still developing my own opinions on it. But anyway, that's what this graph is showing. Back onto the topic of this, you know, this update. They are working to improve the response time and will remain vigilant against players who violate the TOS. Exploits will not be tolerated, and penalties can and will be permanent bans for those players using them. Our team is working tirelessly to continue our investigations and preventing future dupes from happening by correcting or replacing game systems that can be attacked. Please continue to report any issues you see, and we will continue to make immediate action. A big thank you goes out to our community members for bringing it to our attention. We appreciate all the information you provide to keep Eternum safe and fun. While it took some time to investigate and track down where the duped items were funneled, our telemetry tracks all these transactions, so rest assured we can and will find all the bad actors. So essentially, they want to thank us and know that they're putting more systems into play essentially to prevent this stuff from happening or find out the people that are doing it. So again, if you're doing this, just stop. You're lucky if you haven't been banned already. If you haven't banned, I'm sorry. I think you did deserve it. And most people, I think, probably agree. I don't think cheating or exploiting is ever good in the game. It just takes a lot of fun out of the game. Like I said, it makes Amazon have to focus on that rather than focusing on like game fixes for us and updates and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, I think that's going to do it. Sorry, this is a little bit of a ranty video. I wanted to make sure to give my opinion. This might be even more downvoted than my other previous video where I talked about the gold dupe. I don't really care. I'm going to share my opinion. I don't think that people that are abusing a game system and making the game unfun for people I think those people should be punished, and I'm going to die on that hill. So let me know what you guys think down below. Even if you guys do hate it and you hate me or what I'm saying, let me know down below. I'd love to talk to you guys, kind of pick you guys' brains, see what you guys think about this. Like this video if you haven't already. Dislike it also if you really disagree with me. Subscribe if you haven't already. We got a lot of great content on this channel, and if you want some hot takes and stuff like that, make sure to subscribe down below, because I'm always going to give you guys my honest opinion, kind of tell you guys my thoughts, and kind of tell you guys what's up. And I think that's going to do it, guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Until next time. Take it easy.